All right. Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Happy Team Huddle. I am so stoked tonight. Tonight, we have such an amazing setup for you guys. We have Jamie and Rachel that are going to share their takeaways from the freaking Silver Summit. You guys, I watched your stories. It looked absolutely amazing. And I honestly am so excited to hear about your experience. You can hear my kids. Hear about your experience and you guys sharing the things that you took away from it. So I'm not gonna go on and on about this. You guys know these ladies; they're absolutely phenomenal. They are pioneers within this company and industry. So I am just so excited to hear their stories and hear what they are going to share. Yeah, Kristen, my kids are just. They're just little angels. So I am going to hand it off to Jamie. Jamie's going to get started here. Jamie, if you want to unmute yourself and go for it.
Hi, guys. So, how's everybody doing tonight? It's been an exciting week, hasn't it? It's just been crazy. The momentum of the team has been absolutely insane. Okay, I had a conversation. I put Rachel and Kristen in a group chat today, and I I said to them, I'm like, how do we put 2 solid days of what we learned into like a 30-minute Zoom? And honestly, it's impossible. I left I left there with so many things rolling around in my head. It was hard for me to put them in place. It was hard for me for like these past few days since afterwards. Things are coming back to me because it was so insane. It was so intense. It was so invigorating. It was so liberating. It was a lot. And Kristen just basically came back and said, you just have to share what you took away, the biggest thing that you took away from it the most. Because honestly, we can't pack it into this one little Zoom. And my biggest tip for all of you is just you have to get there to learn it all. But I will share my biggest, what I was just game changer for me. And like I went right after Kristen afterwards. I think I was texting her, and she was like literally like one person away from me because it made so much sense. How many of you guys on here have, or probably everybody has watched a QIQ done by Kristen, and when she gets to the Jake Spencer part and she says, and he's giving me marriage advice. Have you guys drop me a 1 in the chat if you've ever heard her say that? I didn't really take much of it, kind of thing, right? And yeah, we've all heard her say that. And funny enough, this was at the very end of Silver Summit, and I know why he made this the end speech. I actually got a part of it. I was hoping you guys can hear it. It's only like 25 seconds, but I did catch a part of it, and I'm like, hopefully you guys can hear it. I'm like, let me know, Katrina, if you guys can't hear this, but okay. I wanted to screen record it, but friends outside of Q. Can you hear that? Q is not my life. It's something that I do, as well as it should be for you. You can't become addicted to this. This is temporary. It is not the most important thing. That's why finance and business of the F's is the last every time. It is the least important, in my opinion, of the 5S. And I bet you $50 million because the way that I think and our energies are very similar with Mark. So what he was talking about there is the most important thing to Mark Wilson is kissing his wife every single morning. And he's not missed it for, I think, what did he say, Rachel? Like 30 years? He's never missed a day. I think it was 30. And it just, it blew my mind because a lot of people have transitioned from other companies, and we've heard weekend warriors. We heard push, 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 push. We've heard Marielle say, work hard, your kids will thank you at Christmas. And they couldn't be more wrong. Okay, they couldn't be more wrong. Because what did he just say? This is temporary. This is temporary. And our families, our friendships, our freedoms in life, those are everything that we need in the end. All we want to do is promote the business. We want to promote the products, the business, the products, the business products. But the most important thing that we should be promoting is our relationships with our families, what we're doing with our children. Like he said, every Friday, if him and Sarah are in the same place, it's date night. Non-negotiable. It's date night with them. And every Sunday they're in church. Non-negotiable. It's a family day. And this is probably one of the hardest business working men I've ever met in my entire life. It is. Okay, let's be honest. I've never met someone more successful than Jake Spencer and Mark Wilson. But it was more important than Q. It was more important than finances. He's like, people are looking at you as leaders and people in this business, not because you're promoting the business, but the way that you are with your relationships, the way that you are with your children. That's something to look up to. That's something to be inspired by. And it's something that we need to start implementing before everything else. Like he said, finances should be the very end. You work on the other F's and the finances will come. You work on everything else before that and you watch as things just start lining up in place. This is temporary. This is temporary. You know, we don't want to, at the end of the day, you know, we missed our children's ball game. We didn't show up at that recital. That's not what this is about. And like I said, we can't get addicted to it. So when I got home, I was so tired the next day. It was ridiculous. Okay. But I didn't care. The first thing I wanted to do, and I did, is go on a date with my husband that day. And I did. I'm like, what have I been doing? I'm like, he's so right. It blew my mind because I felt like it was a missing piece of my puzzle because I have made this my life. When I dropped my son off in kindergarten in September, you guys, I have 3 kids, so it was my last baby. The reason I actually quit was because I felt like I missed the last 2 years because I was so glued to my phone and so obsessed with this. And to hear Jake say that was probably the most liberating moment I had at all Silver Summit because it made so much sense. You know, to show your teams to go on that, you know, that Friday, it doesn't have to be every Friday because we all know that can be a little crazy. But me and my husband have decided when I got home, he's going to plan one date night. I'm going to plan one date night for each month. And it'll be a surprise to each of us. And it's just, we get so wrapped up in our work and our lives. But at the end of the day, when Q ends, what do we have? What do we have? We have our kids and our families and our friends and our marriage. That's what's left at the end of the day, not Q. And we have to start implementing that and before the finances part of it. And it was my biggest takeaway because it was probably the biggest missing piece of my puzzle. We can learn all day long. We can learn about the business. We can learn about Instagram. We can learn about TikTok. We can learn about everything else, you know, but what do we really need to work on? Relationships, our marriage, our kids, those have to be number one. So, like I said, honestly, there was so much for it, but so much at Silver Summit, it's hard to sum up. But honestly, that was probably one of the most, that part of Jake's speech, and he was so passionate about it, you guys, like it was crazy. It meant a lot to him. So it's something I really wanted to talk to you guys about because I just feel it's a missing part. Like it's not talked about enough, and it should be. It should be. It really should. So I hope that got through to you like it did to me because it was amazing to me. So there we go.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jamie. Holy crap. My mind is blown. I'm so glad that I'm recording this so I'll be able to like listen to it again. Sorry, I have my other one in here now. So what we're going to do is we're going to hand it off to Rachel. I'm so excited to hear from you, girl. So take it away.
Hey guys. So, Jamie and I, along with Kristen, we had the pleasure of being at Silver Summit together. I will say, first of all, I was super excited to be able to go as a bronze. I'm like, dude, I can go as a bronze. Like, what a huge freaking deal. Then I was super nervous because I heard beforehand about like our presentation that we would have to do. And I was like, oh my gosh, don't want to go. So part of what I want to talk to you guys about tonight is stepping out of your comfort zone, because it ends up not being as bad as you think. I was literally telling Kristen, I was sitting right next to Kristen, I was like, I'm going to freeze. I'm not going to know what to say. I'm going to freak out. And I went up there and I was completely fine. Completely fine. So a lot of times we are our own worst enemies when it comes to doing things that scare us, or even doing things that just we haven't been doing before. Like even getting in our stories and showing our face and talking in our stories. For some people, that's really scary. Even though it's not live, like you can delete it. Just the fact of being on it, people will play their stories back and like criticize themselves. I will make a story and I post it. I don't care. Sometimes I go back and there's like stains on my shirt and I'm like, oh shoot, didn't see that. Oh well. Stepping out of our comfort zone, and then it just gets so much easier. But one huge thing that really stood out to me, and this is just my favorite in the industry, period, but so much so at Q, there was someone that asked a question. I cannot remember who it was, but somebody asked a question about collaborating with our sidelines, people who we don't financially benefit from and who don't financially benefit from us. And was basically saying like, that people like asking kind of like, what does she do? And things like that. And asked, should she be collaborating? And Jake said, it is almost expected of us to do that. If you want to be on the councils, like you will not even have a shot at being on the councils if you're not collaborating with other leaders outside of your own organization. And if you've been in this industry a long time, I've been in for almost 7 years, and I have kind of seen where you go into some places, even your own upline will not share certain ideas and things that they're doing because it's theirs. They like gatekeep it, like this is my idea, I want all the credit for it. But at the end of the day, even if you're gatekeeping from your sidelines, it's going to only hinder your business. If you have a great idea or you have something that's working for you and you share that with other people, people are going to be more comfortable to share their ideas also with you. So if you gatekeep that one great idea you have, it's going to stop other people from sharing other things with you. And collaboration is so huge, because I've had many ideas that have expanded into something so much bigger because other people were adding on to it. You start changing things around. And I saw that at Silver Summit. So when Jake was saying that, like we have, our roommates, you have all the other leaders, but to see and hear everybody else collaborating, I was able to collaborate with Kimball and Kristen and Kelly sitting at a table for the challenge. And I was like, what is going on? Like I have never, and they're like so open and they're listening. They're even talking about doing like making a prenatal exercise set in the future for pregnant women, because sometimes we can't do everything that everyone else can. But it's just so huge for collaboration. And that's also a part of stepping out of your comfort zone, being able to trust yourself that you have a good idea and that other people are going to accept your idea and want to build on it. So it is kind of scary when you're starting to share, but it is literally my absolute favorite thing about this industry. And like I said, seeing it at Silver Summit was just so eye-opening for me, because it really is a part of this culture at Q. There's no way that Jamie and I or Kristen, anybody who's been there can tell you guys, it's just really important to work to get there. And I will end with saying that it is really hard. The hardest thing I think in this industry is staying consistent when you are not seeing the results. And I'm going to call out Diana here really quick because she is so good at this. So she joined at the beginning of December, was consistent in her business. And then in January, she's like, saw no paycheck. So no paycheck in December. Then January, she's like, I'm going to be super consistent. She like amped it up in January, no paycheck, but was consistent every single day. In February, she earned Marielle's retreat in February. Saw her first paychecks, her first recruits, her first sales. She was consistent for almost 2 months, not seeing a paycheck, but stayed consistent. And the results came in. So when we fall off and we get back up and we fall off, it's every time we get back up, you're starting over in your business. So staying consistent when you're not seeing the results is the hardest thing, but it's going to be the best thing for your business. But that is it for me. Thank you guys so much.
Rachel, thank you so much. That was wonderful. Okay, so guys, we've been here for like 17 minutes. I am going to actually ask the queen herself, Kristen, if she could give us, because I'm just going to throw the spotlight on her, give us a couple takeaways that she has gotten, because we have the time and I see that she's on here. So, Kristen, are you okay to share?
I guess. I'm just kidding. Guys, I wasn't prepared. I'm eating a taco right now. I really love Dwayne's laughing. I really love it when you guys do everything and I just sit here and eat, which Jamie and Rachel now know is a promoter. So that is one thing I will tell you guys about that was and I always love being there with people on my team. It was so cool to see Jamie and Rachel both like up there. First of all, I kind of don't even want to tell you guys what Jake does to these people because then you're not going to want to go yourself. But I will just say he puts you on the freaking spot, like in the first night or so, meaning like timer in your face, standing up in front of everyone kind of on the spot. That's all I'll say. But they freaking killed it. And Rachel was like, I'm going to freeze. I'm going to go up there. I know for a fact I'm not going to say anything. I may or may not pass out and it'll be fine. Either I'm going to get judged or not. And then she gets up there and she's like killing it. And I'm like, oh, is this you freezing? Okay. Awkward. Because my freezing doesn't look like that. Anyway, so it was so fun, super cool. And Rachel's right. It was so cool to sit at a table with Kimball and Kelly. And one thing I love, and I know they didn't really have time to mention this part, so I'll say this, like, how crazy is it that there were people that were bronze and silver at this retreat, right? And our VP of product development, as well as our VP of graphic design, did a whole presentation for this group of like what our products used to look like in the beginning, when new technology was introduced, like taking you through the history of Q then and now. And then had everybody go into the kitchen area, a special private room. And we literally, me, Jamie, and Rachel, we all signed waivers and stuff. Like, we literally cannot tell you guys everything that we experienced in that room, but we got to taste test things that are just in the very beginning idea stages. We got to try new flavors of things. We got to try completely new categories of things. Like, so unreal, because a lot of companies, they might pick like some of the very, very top producers. Like, I'll give you the equivalent. They would probably pick like Marielle, Brandon, and like a few of the corporate partners. Like, we'll let you have it first, but it's still already the finalized formula. We're just letting them have it first. They don't actually get to have input. This was literally a piece of paper that was like, do you like the taste? Yes or no? Would you order it? Yes or no? And they tallied it up. And after everybody left the room and was like, okay, guys, give me the notes. Like, were any a full win 100%? No, well, this one was, She's like, okay, give me that one, blah, blah, blah. Like, it wasn't just like, okay, let's clean all this crap up and throw those pads away to give them the illusion that they're having input. It was actual input, which is so freaking cool, because I love having a voice. I'm so opinionated, but to see my team get to weigh in and you guys get to have that input is just so, so, so special. And I can't give you guys any information about this, but I'll give you a little teaser since Katrina put me on the spot. I will just say, Dwayne knows that there may or may not be an opportunity where multiple of you guys get to come with me next time I come to the lodge, and we may or may not have in the works in some way, shape, or form a way for the Alliance Society to just kind of take over that place. You know what I mean? So I'm really excited about what the future holds. We have some crazy stuff in the works. Just know if you're not like really engaged in this challenge, get engaged, because this 2-week challenge is prep time to prepare you guys and to instill certain disciplines and habits that you're going to need in order to really maximize everything that I start rolling out this summer. So that's all I got for you. You're welcome. I'm gonna eat my tacos now.
Thank
Can
you.
I add one more thing to it though? So like, adding on to what Rachel said and everything, like how scared she was, and watching Jennifer last night. And you know what I said to myself, because people were like, Jennifer was like, oh my, the first thing she did was message me. And she said, I'm so sorry I fell off script. You guys want to know what Jake would have said? Good. It's relatable. If you mess up, if you go blah, 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 because I did that so many times. I was like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh my God, this is the president. He said, good. You're relatable. You're not Christian Wyatt on a Ruby ambassador on an equity council. You're relatable. Good. Mess up. Get outside the comfort zone. How do you think you're ever going to make it in this thing? You got to get out there, mess up. Do the blah, 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 cry, do what you got to do, fall off script. It's okay. You're better off to go on and do things and mess up than not do them at all. That was one of the biggest lessons we learned on that first day. And I think that was really what he was trying to teach us, is get up there and mess up. It's okay. So I just wanted to add that into that part because it just reminded me of when Rachel was talking about when she was sitting on the couch, because she was looking over at me. She's like, I can't do this. He was like, you're gonna be fine. She's like, you want to talk, you're the extrovert.
Which, by the way, I don't know if you even said this, Rach, maybe I didn't hear it, but when she was going up to do a little activity or whatever, she was like, oh, I'm scared about doing this part. And literally Jake was like, here, you want me to coach you on it? She's like, yeah. And he took her around the corner into the other room and was like, okay, do this, say this, blah, blah, blah. You're so much better than you think. Like, you got that. Literally just pulled her aside one-on-one. Not to mention we played like catchphrase with them and just like, we just had fun. And by the way, Jennifer, thinking that it's a bad thing you went off script. I'll tell you, Jamie messaged me and was like, oh my God, my testimonies, like the girls did so good. Like Jennifer was so nervous. She went off script. And I literally was like, OMG, I don't care about the effing script. I literally said that. I was like, she was amazing. The raw emotion was so good. I was so proud of her. And that's what I just love seeing. Like Karen, I know she's on here, like, she's presenting for her team already, like doing little events and things like that, putting herself out there. And that, honestly, guys, that was me. That was me. Like, those are the people I'll tell you guys straight up. Those are the people I look for in this team, are people that are willing to do like I did when I was pro doing my first presentation by myself, because I got thrown in the ring because something came up for my upline. And what was I going to do? Not let the like 87 people hear about everything? I presented for 1 hour and 43 minutes. I didn't know what I was doing. I kept talking, probably people, but like almost everyone signed up. It was crazy, So definitely putting yourself out there and stuff is huge. So I'm proud of you guys. Okay, for real, I'm gonna eat my.
Oh my gosh, everyone, thank you so much. This has been phenomenal. I am so happy that I called on Kristen, that you gave us that little spoiler. It just gives us that extra like motivation and ambition to just get like Rachel said, get out of that comfort zone. Allow yourself to do this. I was just voice messaging with a girl today, and I'm going to wrap up with this. but like I was messaging with a girl today and she's like, you know, I'm scared and I don't know and this and that. And I just said, girl, just do it. Just do it. Just go. Just do the live. Just do the video of you taking the collagen. Do it. Because you know what? The only person that's worried about how you're gonna look is you. That's it. Like everybody else is going to be stoked for you. So just do the thing. Just go for it. So I'm so honored that you guys shared that stuff with us tonight. You guys are literally like you're phenomenal. I super appreciate it. And yeah, everyone have an amazing week and we will see you back in next Wednesday. Bye.